Welcome to this Bird Box Barcelona ending explained. I really liked the first movie with its inventive monsters in quotes, but I really think that Barcelona here took it to another level. And I only really make videos on stuff I really love these days. Well, so here we are. Sebastian was a very interesting character and kind of far from the usual sci-fi horror anti-hero we usually get, and reminded me of Sam Neill's character in Event Horizon, one of my favourite movies of all time, except, well, he did turn good in the end. I might be biased saying I prefer this movie as I'm a total lore fiend, and the delving more into the monsters combined with the army efforts for a cure at the end really satisfied my itch, and is why I found movies like 28 Days Later so endearing. Much like Sandra Bullock's character in the original movie, at first, Sebastian is exposed to the apocalypse almost instantaneously as the world collapses pretty darn quickly. We soon find out that he isn't a particularly nice person despite being a family man. He works with turbines and trivializes a few workers' deaths, which, while we know they're victims of the monsters, he just sees dead workers as an annoyance and something to work around. This is very important as we learn more stuff about the monsters. We learn that some people are actually immune, as Sebastian, like the priest there, and the rest of the cult can experience the outside and don't unalive themselves and see something beautiful in this beings, this whatever is shown to them. It's presumed at first that these people are totally awful, like they are just absolutely unhinged. Maybe they see beyond killing themselves and they get some sort of joy out of it. But later in the end, we learn that it is a specific genetic marker that may be why some people are immune. The immune known as seers all seem to have a form of trauma, be it grief, PTSD or more, which grief is why Sebastian is like he is. It's thought that this could be the key to synthesizing a cure at the end, as this DNA marker does mean that this could have a possibility of saving the world. Now, admittedly, everyone who's survived has gone through a trauma event, so wouldn't everyone be immune there? For example, the female adult survivor had a triggering event in the past, but she did mention grief to the doctor, so his PTSD may have been so great that this marker developed here during the end times, which I found it a bit weird there. But Sebastian survived with his daughter until she was a victim of the seer cult. They made her open her eyes to die just like others, and I'd imagine that the army have had encounters with them at some point, and this makes me want a Bird Box Barcelona 2 really badly. They wanted people to see the light and liken themselves to wolves leading sheep, or trying to get people to see the light and see them go towards the rapture. He sees a vision of his daughter urging him to lead others due to his PTSD. I imagine this combined with him giving his daughter a seraph necklace, which he says they're so beautiful only God can see them, and are thought to be beings of pure light, which is why he believes the beings or monsters were actually angels. He leads people to their demise, thinking he is saving them, and I love this sort of twist there at the end as we think that he's trying to save his daughter. I thought, oh, here we go, another kind of Last of Us style situation, but we got something much more layered and nuanced, which I really appreciated. The vision of his daughter, I'd imagine, is his guilt and grief combined, and his the vision is angry that he's helping a little girl, and he wrestles with this until right at the end he ultimately decides to help the girl reach the castle at the end, which I've actually been to. Yes, I've been on that gondola, and I have been on that ride there. It was a lot of fun, and Barcelona is one of my favourite cities I've ever been to, with the first probably being Berlin, with Amsterdam in third. London doesn't count, I pretty much live close to it. I loved how desolate the city was, and this feels much more interesting setting than the original movie. And I thought they'd go to the Nou Camp, which is where Barcelona play football. I thought that'd be a really good kind of place because it's bloody huge. The whole complex is huge. But I think they wanted to stay near the sea there as well, which is also beautiful as well on the marina and the little kind of shopping centre thing as you go further out into the pier. We learn more about the monsters or angels as they the Just Eat driver says, you may recognize him from Babylon, says that these are quantum beings. They know all of our fears as they exist out of time and have no set form. While we never get a definitive answer in what they are or why they do what they do or their effect on us, I feel the immunity and possible quantum being explanation, it worked well and it did satisfy me there. That lore combined with the movie being a superb horror movie with one person at first leading to doom but overcoming their grief was so very, very well done. Horror spin-offs can be pointless and terrible. I've just watched all the Insidious movies ahead of Red Door, and The Last Key was it was awful. But here this works as a solid solo entry and also has good world building. But let me know what you think. I'll see you soon, and goodbye.